Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc., the channel all about bringing you as much nerdy content as possible. This week for you, we're back in Dragon Village M, and we are doing a review video of the new dragon, Tropheus. This dragon is currently the rate up, so stop whatever else it is you're doing in this game and farm to get this guy before he is gone out of the rate up. Okay, emergency, like all hands on deck. Like this is a must-have dragon, and a rate up is one of the best chances to get it. So that way you have a higher percentage of getting it when you get your 5-star. So definitely get on it. But let's get into why. As always, if you're new to the channel, please like the video and subscribe. If you enjoy content like this, I'm always trying to put out, dragon review videos all the time for this game. Trying to cover, some of the best dragons in this game, so you're not wasting your time on the wrong ones, right? And if you really enjoy what I do and you want to support me and in turn support the community, because I'm trying to put out the best information I can for everybody, so that way this game continues to grow. Consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll have a link in the description below for that. And not only are you supporting me, but you can get access to my private Discord server. So if you want to talk about the game or need help in the game at all, you can post in there what you're having trouble with, and I can usually answer pretty quickly. I've got it on my phone, so not a problem. Alright, so the brand new dragon Tropheus. It is a defense type. So Nat 5, of course. Flavor text is a dragon that lives deep under the sea. It is favored by many tamers for its high intelligence. And intelligence, in this game normally isn't a thing, but I feel like it kind of applies to his cooldowns, because his cooldowns are some of the shortest I've ever seen in this game. Alright, so baby dragon looks like that. And junior dragon, pretty much the same as the adult dragon, just literally just kind of a little bit bigger and a few more rocks, so not too crazy there. But let's look at these skills, right? Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this guy. Oh, and the fire type. Fire type's pretty cool. And the light type, which is also really cool. So leadership skill. So all allies' defenses increase by 35%. Nothing too crazy or different, I would say. So maybe not going to be your first choice for leadership, but maybe like top team clan dungeon, possibly. Look for like late clan dungeon. But these drag skills, drag skill isn't really why I'm looking to this dragon, but I mean, they are there. So inflict damage to an enemy and 80% chance to decrease target's attack for 14 seconds. Target count of 4. So the being able to blanket decrease attack to almost your entire enemy, that's pretty great. Usually you can dodge probably one of the front line defense types who you don't really care about lowering the attack of anyway. And power is increased proportionally to your defense because it is a tank, right? Fire type, same thing, but 80% chance to decrease the target's crit rate for 14 seconds. Yeah, 14 on both of these here. And then the last one is, the light type is decrease the target's defense for 14 seconds. All of these are great, honestly. All of these drag skills are useful. Very useful in PvP. I don't think there's a case I wouldn't want any of these in PvP. I don't normally use my tanks though to attack with, but there's no harm in it for this. You're gonna get a good benefit off of it. So first passive here, and the water type I want to point out is the rate up one. So that's the one you have a good chance of getting right now. Every set duration, take damage in place of one ally or allies, I don't know why it's an or thing, with very low HP for 5 seconds. Damage received during this period is decreased by 40%. So normally it's 10%, but you can decrease the cooldown to every 5 seconds, which means he will constantly be covering someone on your team, right? So as soon as it goes down, it goes back up again. That's amazing. So he's always covering them. and so he's got this 40% increased defense. Basically, damage to receive is decreased by 40%. Basically, this guy's like Power Dragon, Dark Power Dragon, or like Light Night Dragon. All those that put the shield out above your allies and then take damage in place of them. He does the same thing, except he only does it to one ally. But he has a bigger buff as with the 40% over the 30% that they get. And he can do it so much more often. So much more often. Just all the time, it seems. And then, yeah, so all three of these guys have the same skill. Great. I mean, it's a great ability. However, that's not really what sets this guy apart. It's the next passive. This is the most broken thing I think I've ever seen in a tank in this entire game. When an ally's HP, except itself, is below 25%, grant invulnerable and immune effect to one ally with very low HP, except itself, for 3 seconds. And you can decrease the cooldown to every 5 seconds you can do this ability. He has built-in survival runes for your entire team, and it can proc every 5 seconds. That's broken. I mean, just straight up broken. So survival runes, right? Everyone's throwing them on their dragons like Iris, right? Because Iris has that ability where at 50% it stops taking damage for a little bit, and then people throw survival runes on their Iris to do it again at 25%. With this, you no longer have to waste rune slots. Instead of being like 4 speed runes and then survival runes, you can do like crit damage runes instead, right? So all these rune slots you're wasting that could have been put towards more damage, you have to put for survivability. With this guy, you don't have to waste slots anymore on those dragons. You could if you need to, but I feel like it's just going to be wasted when he could literally proc every 5 seconds. And with his other passive, where he's almost always taking 40% less damage, then even if they want to target him so that way they don't have to deal with this passive, they have to get through one of the tankiest dragons in the game to do it. So that is ridiculous. And of course, all three of them have this ability, so there's no loss. You could pull any of these guys and you're going to have a phenomenal dragon. The water type just happens to be the one in the raid up, so definitely jump on that. I'll be doing a summoning video right after this, so check that out, and fingers crossed that I get it, because that's insane. But the very last ability here is become invulnerable for 10 seconds when HP is below 20%, and recover 5% of max HP every second. So he's healing constantly, and he has his own built-in, so he can't proc his own survivability because he has another one for himself, which is for 10 seconds invulnerability. But this just means that you're not going to have to waste your proc for this ability that only happens every 5 seconds. You don't have to waste it on yourself. You get to keep it for other allies and have another one on top of it for yourself. Fire type, though, is different. Every set duration recover 8% HP. So that's every 12 seconds. He's going to recover almost 10% of his... Yeah, 1/10 of its health, almost. And, yeah. And recover 5% of max HP every second. I'm not really sure how that works. If that's an all-the-time thing, that can't be an all-the-time thing. No. It's gotta be when this is procced, I would imagine. But yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of health recovery every 12 seconds. Yeah, cooldown. And then light type, 5% chance to recover 5% of your HP when damaged. Yes and no, good things. If he's out front and he's just getting pelted with little minion attacks, you know, the basic skills, then that's great. However, the fire and water type, I wouldn't run those guys up front. Since they're going to be taking damage of everyone on your team all the time, I would put them a little bit back so that way they can protect the tanks up front that are getting low if need be. but not actually taking damage for people behind them and taking all the damage themselves from being out front. You know what I mean? But the light type you could do that with. You're going to want them out front and taking all that damage in the back, because every time they get hit, they have a chance to recover health. So definitely want to be proccing that as often as possible. So runes for these guys, I mean, literally you can put whatever you want on them. You want them to be super tanky. Power is increased proportional to your defense, so might as well just go all defense on these guys. I mean, just all defense percentage. So 2, 4, and 6 slots are defense percentage all the way. Super simple dragon. I mean, he literally just sits there and you don't even have to do anything with him, and he just makes all your teammates angry, or makes all your enemies angry, I should say. Not your teammates, that's for sure. When I'm in PvP and I see this guy and he's just that stupid, I wouldn't say stupid, but that broken blessing of dies is just proccing all the time. I can't one-shot anyone ever anymore. They used to have to run into the gamble of, do these guys have survivor runes? I don't know. Let me hit them with Clown Dragon and find out. Oh yeah, they do. If I see this guy, I mean, I know I shouldn't even bother going with Clown Dragon for my attack. Go with something else that spreads damage out among the enemy to work them all down at once. So as soon as one person procs that barrier, then you just go after another one instantly and kill it off before this guy's cooldown of 5 seconds is over with and back up again. So just food for thought on strategy on how to deal with these guys, but it's tough. I mean, he's a great counter to Iris, because all those top tier people running Iris right now can't one-shot anyone anymore. They can't one-shot him. They can't one-shot anyone right off the gate. As soon as the match starts, you know, they've only got that 2 mana cost skill. It doesn't matter anymore. So I don't know. Maybe other dragons are going to start taking the lead on PvP. Just something to keep in mind. So the ultimate takeaway out of this would just be farm diamonds as fast as possible. If you don't have a good way to farm diamonds, check out my video on my farming guide. I go over the best way to get diamonds, how to get them super fast. For my summoning video coming up, it took me a day and a half to farm 30,000 diamonds. A day and a half. 30,000 diamonds. So I'm just saying it is possible. Now I had to do some extra stuff, clearing some stages that I hadn't beat before and things like that in adventure mode. So I was able to, about half of those was like get rich quick and never be able to do it again sort of tactics. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? Get this guy, okay? Just all out get this guy. If anyone disagrees and doesn't think that this guy is one of the best things since Iris, please put it in the comments below, because I would love to hear your basically anti-argument against what I have, because I can't see it. I don't see it in any way. Check out those top tier PvP teams. They're all going to start running this guy super soon. As soon as they get him powered up, I would say. Get those. They got to get the skill slimes for them, and they'll probably want to get some masteries and maybe some enhancements on there. So it's going to be a bit before they start being everywhere, but I guarantee it is coming. Everyone in top PvP teams are going to have this guy before too long. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the battle.